We have some incredibly big news today. That's right, I own more than one hoodie.
The Cornbread Joe Project, featuring Cornbread Joe as the big fat guy, and the young rogue as the onion whisperer. Mr. President, there's been a second hoodie.
We're moving into the first challenging week of the most challenging season of the year, which is obviously Thanksgiving week, kicking off the holiday season. Because what do you do on the holidays? You eat. So we are going to have to figure out how to navigate this holiday season and get through it, enjoying ourselves and having some good food, but not overdoing it and completely derailing. So, yeah, I don't know exactly how we're going to do it yet. I haven't planned that far ahead. Obviously I've been thinking about it, and there's two ways to do it. The first is to not eat that much, which is obviously what I should do. The second, sort of the beard meets food style, which is I just don't eat today, I don't eat tomorrow, and then Thanksgiving Day we have a go. But no, we're not going to do that. That's not good. We're going to pace ourselves. We're going to control ourselves. We're going to eat some food, but just keep it in moderation, right? Maybe stick to the meats and go light on the pies. Although I do love a pecan pie, and that is the problem, right? That's how we got here in the first place. So, we're going to take it one day at a time. We're still going to lift, get our exercise in, and I guess without having a couple days off, I could probably work out more, get more exercise, burn more calories, and give myself a little bit of leeway when it comes to the pudding. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Also, full disclosure, I've been asked to make the turkey and some accoutrements for Thanksgiving dinner. So today's meal prep or cooking section will probably not be healthy. I'm cooking for the whole family, so I don't think it's right to impose my dietary restrictions on the rest of them. So I'm going to try and make the most delicious turkey and such for them. Just so you know, I know that what I'm making this week is not healthy. So, but it will be good. You know that scene in The Lord of the Rings, the Twin Towers? No, the Two Towers. Never forget though. By the scene where Gandalf releases Theoden from the spell that Saruman had him under, and gives him his sword, and he starts to get his strength back. I'm slowly starting to feel like that. obviously we got a long way to go, but it does feel good. You know, when I started with 3 weeks ago, I was struggling with 7, and today I've gotten 2 sets of 10 so far, and we'll try and get another one here. See if we can get 4 of 10, which would be pretty damn good considering. So yeah.
You have no power here, Gandalf. Storm Crow.
The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Great God, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I've made it innocent, I'm feeling discontent. I'm not facing it
All right, so I got another little accessory variation for you guys today. This is a variation on the overhead press. It is a seated reverse grip overhead press. Feels really good on the shoulders, upper back, triceps. So yeah, we're gonna hit a couple sets of these. And for those of you that are wondering, these are called seated reverse grip overhead presses. If you hadn't guessed that already. So, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, and I have already consigned myself to the fact that I will be partaking in Thanksgiving dinner. But I'm going to try and go about it in a way that doesn't completely derail everything that I've been working on. And I know that sounds counterintuitive, especially with the fact that, you know, I'll be cooking the turkey tomorrow, and I know what I'm gonna be doing to that bad boy, and it's gonna be good, but it ain't gonna be good, you know? So yeah, I have to come up with a plan of attack, and I think I have a good idea. And there are 2 things that I'm going to do. The first thing is that the Thanksgiving meal, the main festivity meal, is going to be my only meal of the day. So yeah, sort of like a intermittent fasting type beat, where, you know, you only eat between certain hours. And I haven't talked about this yet, but I kind of do that naturally because I never eat breakfast, and then usually my first meal is I'll eat before or after I work out, so at like 11:30 or 1:30, and then I usually eat dinner around 6:30, and then so I have that window. But the idea tomorrow is that eating window will be just taken up by the Thanksgiving dinner, right? So I'm gonna get all my daily calories from that one dinner, so it shouldn't be too bad, right? I'm not eating 3 meals, and one of them is, you know, 2,000 to 3,000 calorie slog fest. The second is that I'm going to be somewhat careful about where those calories come from. So instead of having a big piece of pie and ice cream and whipped cream, and instead I'll just have better foods, right? So, which are obviously turkey, sweet potatoes, and stuffing. So those are my 3 favorites. But I'm gonna have, you know, I'm gonna try and get most of the bulk of my meal is going to be turkey, which is, as far as Thanksgiving foods go, probably the only one that's somewhat good for you. But I mean, sweet potatoes not bad too. Yeah, I'm not talking about like the sweet potatoes with the brown sugar and the marshmallows. I'm talking about just like a baked sweet potato or mashed sweet potato, maybe a little bit of butter, salt, whatever. But yeah, I think by making that my one meal of the day, getting all my calories in that the Thanksgiving meal, and trying to pick out the parts of the meal that aren't as bad for me, I think it's gonna go okay. I feel pretty good about it. The other thing is that like today, Wednesday, I have the day. I'm taking the day off. Family in town, so doing some stuff with them. But having today off, Friday off, is actually giving me more free time to work out. So yes, I'm gonna be a little, calorie heavy over the next couple days, specifically tomorrow. But I'm also gonna have more opportunity to burn some of those calories. So yeah, that's my Thanksgiving plan.
All right, so here we got our bird, and what I'm doing real quick is I'm just trimming some of the fat, the extra fatty bits off. I was using these kitchen scissors because I've again seen that in videos online, but I gave up on that pretty quick and just started hacking at it with a knife. I'm removing the backbone so that I can spatchcock the turkey. For those of you that have heard that term before and don't know what it is, it's just where you do this. You take the backbone out of it, and so you can lay it flat. And that's what I'm doing here, just hacking away. Once I got it flattened out, I dried it off a bit, got rid of some of that excess moisture, and then started seasoning. Over the course of the week, the previous couple days, my brothers had been joking about. There was a running joke about a Cajun bird, so that's what I'm doing. A little bayou bird for the boys, somebody that slap your mama so good. Before I season the other side of the turkey, I'm going to get it buttered up. I told you earlier this is not going to be a healthy bird, and it is not. I'm taking this butter, melting it a little bit so that I can mix in some seasoning, get a nice Cajun seasoned butter, and then I'm taking that and injecting it mainly into the breasts, because those are the drier parts, and so I just want to get some moisture and flavor into the breast itself instead of just on the surface. And yeah, that's what I'm doing here, just abusing this dang turkey, poor thing. Once that's done, I started buttering the rest of it. I'm putting this inside the skin onto the breast, so you can just use your hand and separate the skin from the breast meat, and then lather that butter in there. And again, a lot. Once the bird is particularly buttery, we went with the seasoning on the outside. I got a good coating. Make sure to cover all of it, inside the wings, outside the wings, on the breast, on the legs, every which where. Yum. Oh yeah, don't forget that part. It doesn't fall vertically on there, so you got to do a little horizontal action.
All right, so we got the bird on. We got it all injected, seasoned, and now it's going to be on the smoker at 325 for probably about 4 hours. Let me talk you through my setup. So we have the turkey obviously on top of these two roasting pans, which are there to capture the drippings of the turkey as it cooks, that I'm going to use for gravy. And also I have a pan I had a bunch of potatoes just left over, so I just chopped them up, threw them under there. And those are just going to kind of cook in the turkey juice, be nice and delicious. And I also have those two little pans of turkey trimmings, turkey fat on there. And I just want those to render down and just get the fat, which I'm going to use in the stuffing. Yeah, I will update you as time goes on. The time has come to earn my turkey. You guys saw what I did to it. That bad boy is loaded up with so much butter that it's probably a crime. But like I said yesterday, this is going to be my only meal today. And we're going to try and get a good solid workout in now. Offset a bit of that calorie intake. One thing that I wanted to touch on was, oh, my sister's here. One thing that I wanted to touch on was the mentality of the cheat day, I guess, which kind of what today is. I'm going to be eating the Thanksgiving meal, going through with my plan that I laid out yesterday of having it be my only meal of the day, and also trying to focus on turkey, sweet potatoes, and a little bit of stuffing, because it's going to be good. You haven't seen that yet, but you will. But knowing that I'm going to eat an unhealthy meal gives me a chance to sort of mentally prepare myself to eat an unhealthy meal. That sounds kind of dumb, which it is, but there's two ways that I could go about this. I could go into that meal and feel shameful and guilty and hate myself for doing it, and then I lose the enjoyment of the meal itself, right? So not only am I having an unhealthy meal, I'm not enjoying it. Or I can go into it, having prepared myself for what's about to happen, right? Having made peace with it and saying, okay, I'm coming into this with a plan to enjoy the food but minimize the damage, and then move on, instead of beating myself up and getting to a place where back to being mad at me, which I'm slowly getting to not be. So yeah, we're gonna hit a good workout today, get the food finished, and then go get our grub on. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
And now we put in the gravy.
I'm not,
Using the audio.
Yeah, I'm just gonna voice over this part.
Oh, okay. And then we put in. Just kidding. Oh, like John's calling. Okay, so I developed a way to chop onions and like peel them to get the peel off in one go. And I think no one has ever done this before, so I'm really proud of it, and I'm excited to share it with the world. Okay, so what you do is you have to chop like both ends but not cut all the way through, which is hard to do because this is actually a good knife, which I'm not used to using. And then, so you have those two ends off, and then you chop it in the middle like this, right? And that way you get the peel off. You just take both sides like that, right? And then, that didn't work as well as it usually does. However, see, now you have two clean halves of an onion, very easily. Oh, whatever. Like squares, or can I do little
You do little.
slivers? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't touch them on it. Don't put yourself in my fridge. So one time I had to chop like 9 onions for mom. And so I was like, what's the most efficient way I can peel this onion? And I started doing that. Wow, Joe thinks he's so good at chopping. Joe thinks he's so great at chopping. He's like, wow, I can go so fast.
Well, now that my sister's done being a smart ass, I can start telling you what I'm doing here. I'm making the mix for the stuffing. I used that rendered down turkey fat from the turkey trimmings, onion, celery, more butter, craisins, raisins, and I put a little bit more of that slap your mama in here. Once the celery and the onions have cooked down and softened up a bit, you're gonna pour that onto your breadcrumbs, let those absorb all that yummy, buttery turkey fat goodness, and get that nice and mixed up. Put that in a baking tray, or in my case, I ended up using 2 baking trays because I made a metric shit ton, but our family can also eat a metric shit ton, so it worked out. Throw it in the oven to bake, and your stuffing is done. For the gravy, real simple. I'm just taking those turkey drippings that I was catching in that pan on the smoker, putting a little bit of flour, whisking it up, letting it cook down and thicken. I forgot to record it, but I also threw in a little bit of heavy cream. This is the final outcome. This is the stuffing, and obviously the star of the show, but I'm just going to shut up and let it speak for itself.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness. That's luscious. Wow.
To carve the turkey, it's pretty easy. Just find the joints and cut them. Easier said than done. These wings kind of turned out to be a pain in the ass, so I ended up butchering the butchery of this turkey, but it was pretty good. I was burning the crap out of my hands this whole time. It was really hot, but no pain, no gain. The effort, or the outcome, was worth the effort, as they say. Someone said that at some point, I'm sure.
And that's how you carve a turkey.
That's how you carve a turkey.
And then you take them.
And here we have our reconstructed, deconstructed turkey. A lot of meat. Nice, juicy meat.
Joe?
What?
No posting this on the internet. They're going to use this in AI to fix this.
The most surprising part of my brother's statement there is that it came from him, not me. Honestly. But yeah, turkey turned out really good. Happy with it.
All right, well, we made it through Thanksgiving. Could it have been better? Yes. But it also could have been a lot worse. So, all in all, I think it was a W week. Yeah, I feel really good about it. I feel like coming into it with a plan really helped. When you don't premeditate and you're not ready for a situation, that's when you tend to make bad decisions. I think that putting some forethought into how I was going to do the Thanksgiving holiday really, really helped. And yeah, I'd say it was successful. But to be completely honest, what I'm more proud of and what I think is more of an accomplishment is just I've been able to keep this up for a month and I'm still going strong, still feeling motivated. I have officially made it a month into the Cornbread Joe project. So yeah, I feel really good about that. It's starting to feel more routine than chore, which is a good thing, and like I said, that's the ultimate goal. And yeah, pumped up, motivated, ready to go. And I won't bug you with any more talking. I'll just leave you with a little bit of overhead press and some copyright-free music. So I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching.